Alright, so this is for people that are model railroad enthusiasts and you don't have space in the house and you don't want to dedicate space in the garage. So here's another option, a retractable table on cables, pulleys, and a winch. And this one I designed for my grandson. It's going to be 13 by 14 for my old line outset. And I want to just give you probably a summary of how to put this thing together. It's really not difficult. The one thing though is that I see people using our trusses for supporting these things, and I don't recommend it because trusses are really not sized for that. So what I did is I built up a 2x beam supported by the end walls, and that's like right sharing the same dimension for the table below. And those beams have pulleys on them, and the pulleys support cables. So the first thing to do is to build up your beam, making sure that it aligns pretty well with the table below, so that it's centered. The table is centered on those beams, and the connectors for your cables are going to be also centered. So you want a balanced load. The next thing is to follow your design of where you want to have your beams for your table. Mine are 4 feet on center. The center beam is a double beam, so it supports legs on both sides. The beams are cut 13 feet 6. And every beam has this detail. It's an eye bolt with a connector. The connector is sized for about 170 to 200 pounds. And then I use a 3/32 inch steel cable with a plastic and 2 clips just for safety. Now again, every one of these connectors have a cable and a pulley, and the pulleys are in line, so the far pulley is right up against the beam. The second pulley, which is 4 feet on center again, has spacers, has washers to allow for the cable of the first pulley to go through. And then the third pulley has even more washers, and it allows the 3 cables to go through. See that? And that goes to guide pulleys. You don't see them, but there are 3 guide pulleys, small guide pulleys that are anchored to that nailer, and then the cables run all the way in line with another set of guide pulleys, and next to them are the 3 cables from the pulleys from the other beam. You see how that works? And there you have your connectors on the bottom. That's the easy part. Again, make sure that you space your pulleys to allow for the cable to go through. And I don't know if you can notice, but I use a screw to make sure that the cable stays in the groove. for every pulley. The screw is right there in line. Okay. So now we have 6 cables, and they go here. There are 6 turnbuckles, and turnbuckles are connected to the cables with 2 clips again. And hidden from us are the connectors, another connector, bolt, and the pulley. And I'll show you a little bit right now, a little detail. This gives you a better detail. There are connectors to each turnbuckle, and then they're connected to a bolt. I use washers to keep them in place. I have 3 on one side of the bolt, 3 on the other side of the bolt. In the middle I have the main connector, which is size for about 900 pounds. And then I have the pulley. And then that pulley goes to the winch, a connector, and an eye bolt. And the winch is a Champion 2,000 pound winch, and it's not going to be loaded more for no more than 1,000 pounds, really. I don't think that table is going to weigh more than 1,000 pounds when it's all assembled. And it's got a good idea. You got the power cables go down to the control box, and then they go over to the battery, and the battery has to be a car battery, because the winch is rated for 120 amps fully loaded. All right.